Let's talk about the big footballing story that's that burst a couple of hours ago now, maybe. Sergio Aguero is set to leave Manchester City this summer. I have to say it's not the most surprising news in the world, but when a club legend and an icon of Premier League football does decide to go, there is time for reflection, because he has been unbelievable. I can't remember. I don't remember what they paid for him, but I remember seeing him in the Champions League.
35 million.
35. I mean, okay, right. I mean, that's just pennies now, really, when you consider what he delivered for the club. But I remember seeing him play for Atleti against Chelsea a couple of times in the Champions League, and you knew there was a player. John Terry Bowl accounts did say to the board, sign this kid. Sign, if you want, try and sign this boy. And for whatever reason, that never happened. He ended up in Manchester City. Of course, he won't regret that. But 10 years at one club it doesn't happen often now, especially a player that's come in from abroad. You know, they often stay for a certain period and various different reasons move on. But he has been just a complete success at Manchester City in every single way.
The thing is, I don't think even Adrian Durham, if he was on air, he could actually say Sergio Aguero, was he all that, or is he all that? You couldn't. There's not even an argument. Whether you say who you think the greatest Premier League player of striker of all time is, he'll be in your argument in your top five without any shadow of doubt. Now, where you decide to put him in the top five, that's your own personal preference, right? I just look. You said about 10 years. 6 of those 10 years, he got 20 Premier League goals plus, right? So I always say, Merce, we always have to know about goal scorers. Sometimes your stats can hide your goal scoring ability because you score goals in meaningless cup games or whatever. Right, I think you're always judged on your league games.
I totally agree with that.
So that's you're starting. If you can get 20, you're an excellent striker. 6 out of the 10 years, he got 20.
And he had injuries as well.
He had injuries, but 2 of the seasons where he didn't get 20, he had 17 in 23 in 2013-2014, and last season he was 16 in 24. So this is the year where he's obviously not going to get, because of his injuries, because his meniscus and his knee injury. And you look at that consistency is incredible. And the biggest accolade I can pay him, apart from his goal-scoring prowess, is against Swansea and his debut come on a sub under Mancini, right? Because Mancini wanted to ease him in and didn't, about the Premier League and the pace, right? He scored a tap-in. He scored 2 goals, come on half-out. He scored a tap-in from a yard. I think it was Micah Richards who rolled it across to him, right? And you go, right, that's what goal scorers do. And he scored one from 30 yards.
Yeah, he does both.
So that epitomises him in those 30 minutes. And when we're going to talk about, obviously, the iconic moment later on, but when Guardiola went there, 2016, 2017, Jesus was coming through. Guardiola didn't really fancy him because of the way that Guardiola wanted to press, and all about the team and pressing the fullbacks.
You're right. I remember feeling that way. That Aguero was,
he played him the first couple of games, I think, right? And then he left him out for, and Guardiola was, interviewed. And you could tell just by the tone of the interview that he thought he was not going to be able to play the one. And Aguero, the top players, right? He didn't sulk. His attitude's fantastic. He looked at Aguero and Guardiola and thought, you know what? No, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that I can adapt my game. I'm not just be the penalty box predator. I've got the football brain and the desire to go and close teams down. I'll be the first one who starts to press. And he got himself back in again, got himself. So he became a better player, but still was scoring 20 league goals plus a season.
There was a period where you felt that he might be leaving. Long before this, there was a couple of seasons ago where it did feel as though that perhaps the relationship between him and Pep wasn't quite what it should be. But you're absolutely right. Turn things around, and unfortunately now for Manchester City, all good things must come to an end, right? And this is, Sergio,
as you said, it's not a surprise.
No, it's not.
But the great thing is, hopefully, if we get fans in, and it looks like Premier League want to have 2 games, don't they?
That's right.
So he should get some fans in to give him a send-off, because he is, again, Man City fans can tell us, he is one of the all-time greatest ever Man City players. Whether you're talking about, let's remember, football did begin before.
Football did exist. But you and I played in football before it
Premier League. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, but he's got to be in your top 3, I'd have thought. And it's just a hats off. But then where does he go? Who replaces him? And we'll talk about that later on.